fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose. Pick a new silver excuse, I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and I'm going to try and make this a brief explanation for those of you who do not know what the Kure Clan is. Now, the Kure Clan is a specialized assassination family. Within a 1300-year process, they began selective breeding. Every generation of the Kure began to slowly develop and get stronger. Their entire family history is consistent of warriors, warlords, people who prove themselves in combat, and quite literally the granddaughters, grandsons, or quite simply even martial artists themselves. If you've been deemed worthy, the Kure Clan will take your DNA and add it to their own to continue evolution. Now, with that, the Kure Clan, they eventually began to evolve. Quite literally. A normal human would be nothing to a member of the Kure Clan. They're stronger, tougher, and physically superior. Along with that, they have over 20 different types of endorphins in their blood, can sustain lethal injury with little to no effort. And most likely, with the power of removal, a genetic technique that they have developed over the course of history, they removed the limits upon their brain, going from 30% of the regular human power within the body's limit to upping it to an unknown degree. This technique allowing them to, as they call it, use the power of gods. Now, they've also been referred to as the taboo descendants. But anyways, now for the second part of this what if. The population density. With how many men to women have quirks, I want to say the population is about 70%. And that 70% is mostly dominated by female. Basically, there are more women in this world than there are men. However, that has not stopped any man from trying to be a hero. 70% of the population does have quirks, but 10% of that population is only male. And even then, actually let's say 5% of that population. Even then, the amount of quirks that are useful in actual combat scenarios and made for fighting are still rare. The Kure Clan, as soon as quirks they begin to pop up, began to immediately pick out strong warriors. Their selective breeding undergoing a new evolution. And jump 200 years later, so around 1500, to an unknown possibly 1600th year. Actually, yeah, let's say 1600 years of selective breeding have passed. And we do have Inko. She is ready. She is the direct descendant of the mighty demon. Her grandfather, who is the family patriarch. Her sisters and her brothers have all talked about it before. They want to find strong heroes and bring them into the fold, bring them into the family. In fact, her brother, Ryan, has talked about bringing in a pro hero. In fact, she does seem to be very strong and will most likely one day possibly end up bearing his children. Now, Inko, she has actually thought about having a husband. And she decides to hold off on it for this year. She does still have the idea to continue on her family's lineage. However, she has not found a man that she has deemed worthy. Until time for the Kengan Annihilation Tournament. Her brother Ryan, he does participate in it. And it is the finals. Inko didn't really care to watch it, but she still did get dragged along by her younger sister. Her sister talking about how they might find an opponent strong enough for her to marry, and making jokes about it. Now, Inko did not believe that until the finals of the Kengan Annihilation Tournament, where she's standing there amazed and completely in shock at the man that stands before her. The man facing off against her older brother. Now, with that, she does watch the battle begin. She didn't care for any other ones. Hearing that these were the finals, however, she did gain some interest. Now, Ryan actually starts out with the removal. This making Inko a bit more curious. As the man, he actually does perform his own little stunt. As Ryan, he goes all out, using over 100% of his removal, taking it a step beyond what his body can do. Now, everyone in the stands is watching and listening. With how quiet it's gotten, you can hear a pen drop, or even sweat. It would sound like a beating drum. Until the opponent rushes forwards and goes to attack her brother. Now, the opponent gets knocked around and beaten down, until he does get back up, and show off his own technique. Everyone watching as the man, he himself begins to use what she thinks to be a form of removal. Until, without skipping a single beat, he rushes forwards and attacks her brother. The two going at a flurry of punches as you can see wind pressure coming off of both of them. This being absolutely insane. And Inko, she is entranced by the fight, watching as the two go back and forth over and over and over again. The opponent pushing Ryan to his absolute limit before both of them do completely lose their stamina. Now, Ryan does power down from his removal. Meanwhile, Hasashi, he's been able to maintain this power, being able to get a final punch in before he himself drops out of his own form. Now, as soon as he's able to do that, he punches Ryan across the face, sending him flying away as he smashes into a wall, rubble beginning to pour on top of him. Now, Hasashi then does fall forwards and begin to cough up quite a bit of blood. Everyone watching and announcing that that man is most likely going to die in this ring. Inko actually getting a bit concerned. Now, her grandfather does notice this. The mighty demon. That look on her face isn't concern for her brother. So, this is the one she's choosing. He will make a fine addition. Now, he's just wondering. Ryan's gonna get back up, and the two are going to fight. So, how is this going to go down? Now, just like he predicted, Ryan does get back onto his feet. And he does try and rush forwards. Hasashi, him, simply just doing one thing. As soon as Ryan does go to throw out his head, and headbutt Hasashi, Hasashi just brings up his arm and immediately punches him as hard as he can with his bicep, before wrapping it around and grabbing him by his shoulder. Hasashi then moving backwards before taking a large step forwards and bringing him off of his feet before smashing him down into the ground. As soon as he does, he just gets back up and just begins to stomp down on Ryan's face. Over and over and over again. Screaming like a feral animal. Before the referees do have to pull him away from the match, announcing that the opponent is down and if he keeps going he will kill the man. Now, after Hisashi does regain his composure, he does actually walk away from the ring. Everyone watching, as soon as he does get to a wall, he immediately falls against it and begins to try and walk to the med bay. Now, Inko actually does meet him in the hallway and help him stand. You really did quite a number on him out there. And who might you be? Oh, me. Well, I'm nobody. No one in particular, anyways, she says. Now, as soon as she does get into the med bay, Hisashi does have his injuries taken care of, along with taking a closer look at this young woman, realizing that she is just like Ryan, her eyes. So you're one of his, what, cousins, sister, family? I'd say more or less family, yes. I am his sister, yes, but we do have different mothers. I see. So, exactly what the hell do you want? Oh, well, I'm curious about you. You fight, and, well, I've deemed you to be worthy. Worthy? Worthy of what? Joining the family. Yes. I suggest that you join the Kure Clan. Be my husband, and you can live the rest of your life whatever way you want. Hisashi standing to his feet, and asking her exactly what does she gain from all this. Nothing. I simply wish to pass on the Kure lineage to a worthy man. Our child will be strong. And in fact, with the way you fight, that is our 4th loss. In fact, I want to say most likely possibly even our 5th. Now, Hisashi, hearing that, is quite surprised. 4th or 5th loss? Exactly what do you mean by that? It's simple. Number 5. Within 1600 years. No doubt. You've proven to be worthy. If a family this big and this large can only suffer that many losses, then we are doing something correct. Now, she gets very close to Hisashi and announces to him that he loves to fight, yes? To which he doesn't really respond. Her urging him on that if he joins the family, he can fight whoever he wants. She can take him back to Kure Village. Him not understanding what this place is. Her explaining that it is where the Kure clan resides. 500 kilometers from Tokyo. About, my math might be off, but I think that if I have to guess with my math, I'd say that's about 3, carry the 312, I'd say. I think it's around 3, I don't think it's above 320, or, it's definitely over 300, but I don't think it's above 320. Okay, I just looked into that. It's 310 point something, like 6. It's almost like 311 miles. I'm actually surprised by that. I need to I need to go on a game show. Anyways, now, with that being said, Hisashi, he contemplates this offer, along with the idea of fighting more and more strong people. Now, he does accept this, and he is brought back to the village, where many people are surprised to see Inko walking around. Now, I believe her grandfather's name, or the mighty demon's name, is... That's Erioh. I don't know how to say that. Anyways, now, he did actually someone to prove on this, and the two do begin to see each other for a small bit of time. And, after one day, these two eventually do get married. And they elope. Both of them, actually, having Midoriya within the next year. And he then does actually seem to be good. Now, Hisashi, he's kind of confused though. Apparently Midoriya, he was born in a Kure hospital within Kure village. And after he was born, they wouldn't let him see his own son. Inko trying to explain to Hisashi that this is standard procedure. They're going to test him for certain things. Especially, well, what can be most likely just called genetic anomalies. Or if he has a quirk or not. Hisashi just saying that the slim chance that he has a quirk is unlikely. They don't have a daughter. Well, yes, we have a son. But even then, we could always try again. Hisashi just looking at her for a second. Either way. Besides, I still don't see why it's so dead set that we have a daughter. Because, in the slim chance that Izuku's removal is below normal, he may not be seen as respected among the clan. Even then, exactly what are they trying to find still? If they don't find a quirk, are they going to try and test his removal? Can you even do that? There are certain tests you can do for the removal, but they're more physical. And Izuku, he can't even walk right now. In fact, I'd say the most he could do... Now, as Inko does say that, there is a sound and a scream. Somebody walking out of a hospital room, or most likely, at least, one of the... I don't remember what they're called. They're like the baby rooms. With a bloody nose. Now, the woman who walks out walks straight to Inko and announces that she has a little monster on her hands. Before going to clean up. Inko then just saying that she's fairly certain that he has a removal. Okay. Well, they didn't expect that today. I don't think anyone did. But anyways. The question now is exactly how strong would it be? And whether or not grandfather would deem him to be worthy. Now, with that being said, she would say father, not grandfather, my bad. With that being said, Izuku, he would grow up there. He would begin to learn about life in the Kure village. And eventually the day would come where they do try and test his quirk. Again, he does not have one. He is diagnosed as quirkless. but he could give less of a fuck. Anyways, I believe I should leave this part off here, and I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.